Do you want to know how amazing people connect? Well, you're in the right place. Welcome to Marketing with Russ, aka #RussSelfie.
Thanks for connecting. And if you like what you hear, please share.
Special thank you to our sponsors, Linkit Media Group and Accountable R&R Bookkeeping. For more information on Linkit Media Group and their media services, go to linkitmediagroup.com. And for more information on Accountable R&R Bookkeeping and their bookkeeping services, go to arrbookkeeping.com. We're just grooving. We're just moving. We are ready. It's Monday. Hello, everybody. As in we, I guess I mean me. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Marketing with Russ, aka #RussSelfie. So glad you're here on this Monday morning. Happy Martin Luther King Day. It is just a great day today, and I am super excited about my guest who's going to be on today. Mia is amazing, and I can't wait to bring her on, but I got to do a few things first. So hang tight. I know the suspense is going to kill you just waiting to get her on here, but I wanted to remind you that we are here every Monday and Thursday at 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. No matter what, we are here ready to roll for you with amazing people that connect, and that is the theme of this show, how amazing people connect. And what does that have to do with marketing? Somebody asked me that the other day, and I'm thinking connection. Community building is the foundation for all marketing, for all good business, for all good life. So we talk all about connection because we want to connect, build community, make you better, add value to your life. I can guarantee you that the guests that I have on absolutely add value to my life. And I know that is going to be the case today. You know that I love to connect with you. And the best way to do that, you can connect with me at russhedge.com. That's right, russhedge.com is the best way to connect with me. It's got all my links to social media, to my website, to my email. It has even a connection to my calendar. You can schedule time directly with me, to Zoom with me, and I would love to meet you. My goal again this year, did it last year, was to connect with over 1,000 new people. And that's my goal today, or this year in 2023, is to connect with another 1,000 new people. Super excited to be able to do that, to be able to connect with you. And so I hope that you get on my website, schedule a time if we have not connected. If we've already connected and you still want to schedule a time to check in, say hi, I am all good with that. So that is so awesome. And, the one blessing about this platform is it allows me the opportunity not only to speak to you, but to bring on these amazing people that I've been able to connect with. And there's so many of them. I want to encourage you, please subscribe on YouTube. Hit that, go straight to YouTube. And the way you do that is go to marketingwithruss.live, takes you directly to my YouTube. So open another window, go to marketingwithruss.live, subscribe if you have not. Why, you ask? Well, not only does it give you upcoming notices about the upcoming shows, but it also gives you all that amazing content of the shows that I've had in the past. So we are going on, this March is going to be 300 shows. So we are, there's a lot of content, a lot of great people. So go to marketingwithruss.live. Please subscribe. Also, please share right now. Whether you're watching live or on replay, hit the share button. Share this out. Let people know, hey, Fihmiya, it's coming on. It's going to be amazing. You don't want to miss it because it's almost time. So make sure and let them know that. So you can do that by sharing today. That would be awesome. Also, wanted to remind you, if haven't got a copy of my book, Befuddled, Live the Life You Choose, you can pick that up on Amazon, all online booksellers, or you can go directly to russhedge.com, buy book now, and you can pick up a copy there. So I think that is it. The comments are already blowing up. So we want to get the show started here. We're going to bring Mia in. Here she comes. Woo!
Hi, Russ.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning
Good
to
morning. How are
you.
you?
I'm good. What an intro. I'm just like back here, like listening to everything.
Well,
You've
you know
added a
what?
lot of value. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, please go ahead.
Now, when you were talking about that, I'm adding value to you. You've honestly done the same for me. And you and I got connected through Dr. Noopy, who then I connected with you, which then led me also to Bruce. So it's like this connection that just keeps spiraling. Everybody's
It
connected
keeps
some way, somehow.
giving.
Mhm.
A gift that keeps on giving. Yes. And I see Noopy is there in the comments saying hi. It's going to be a
Catherine.
great. Lots of good people here today. Lots of good
Mhm.
people today. And this is the great thing that people need to realize. I mean, I'm sure that you would agree with this. We've talked about this.
Yeah.
Even in the comments, it's a great place for people to connect. Even if they've never connected, but they're connecting through like-minded people. They say, "Oh yeah, I'm a friend or a connection of Russ. Oh yeah, I'm a friend or connection of Mia's. So I'm going to go ahead and connect with Catherine, who happens to be here in the comments, or Noopy, who happens to be in the comments. Those kind of things. So yeah, it's amazing. Well, I'm getting ahead of myself. I need to give you the platform to tell everybody about the amazing thing that Fihmiya is up to. Go ahead.
Yeah. So hi everyone and good morning. And just seeing a lot of my friends here show up in the comment section. So that makes me super happy. So a little bit about my backstory, Russ, which you know, but I'll explain it to those that are new here. Is I was a former educator teaching over 10 years. My vast audience have ranged from preschool all the way to adults. So you can imagine all the people I've interacted with and all the many personalities that I have gotten to know over the years and gotten to connect with. And, I decided it was time to change my career years ago because I knew that my path was going to lead me elsewhere. But it took a matter of me, Russ, connecting with people, these last few years and really getting in tune with what I wanted to do. So I fell in to community in itself. And that was after a process of eliminating certain things that didn't align well with my values and my mission and what I was looking for. And when I came to the realization that community was something I've been doing for so many years, I knew it was something that I needed to lean into and go after. Wasn't an easy path by no means. Took me a long year, but I'm just really happy to have connected with the many people I did over the past year because without my community, Russ, I honestly would not be where I am right now because I needed them. And Noopy's known me for a while that I've had many times where I not wanted to give up, but I questioned if this was the right path for me. But I had so many cheerleaders and still do. So I'm blessed to be here. Look at all these sweet comments.
Well,
So I'm trying not to get distracted here.
I know. Let me tell you that you are on the right path no matter how you choose to guide that, because I'm a firm believer. So I always tell people, my purpose or why in life is to help you live a purpose-driven life of significance. And what do I mean by that? I want you and everybody watching to be a world changer, to be a difference maker, to do the amazing things God has created you to do.
Yes.
And how do you do that? By connecting to people. You do that by connecting to people and by building community, because we were created for community, right? And only good things can come out of that. And so that is why I'm a firm believer that is the basis of any good marketing plan or any good business. Because if you're building community, good things are going to happen. It was Zig Ziglar who said, you build the people and then people build your business. And that's no matter what you're doing. If you don't have a good community around you, if you don't have people that love and care for you, you are not going to be able to do much with your business, right? It's going to fall on deaf ears because nobody's going to be out there. And that's what I loved about you right off the bat was your mindset, your focus on that. And, you have a true eye for education and helping people because that's what you came out of. And so I want to tell you, I just want to applaud you and say, I think you're doing awesome things.
Thank you. I appreciate you, Russ. And, and I tell people when they tell me, Fihmiya, like, what is your why? What is your purpose? Like, how did you get to where you are now? And I said, it was not easy. My road, like many, many people, was not easy. It was a path and a journey of many ups and downs, failures, mistakes, but it was through trial and error, Russ, that I finally figured it out. And I'm okay to be transparent with my authenticity and tell people that I failed. I've made mistakes. I'm okay. I'm humble enough to share that because I think when you create things that are relatable to people and they get it, like it's not this picture perfect person or this journey, which mine was far from, but it helps drive people to connect with you and really kind of build that warmth and trust with your members. Like with any relationship, right? If we truly want the best relationship, we need to trust each other. And to do that, I need to be relatable. I need to be a real person and not just put this fake facade on of what I think people want to hear. I'm finally embracing who I really am. And I'm okay to do that because I want my true organic community with me. So, because we're in it together for the long haul, not for a short term, but together. So that's what I'm looking for. Yeah,
no, I agree 100%. In fact, I love the word journey. Okay. So life is a journey and we're going to have our good and bad, right? We're going to have great times, the mountaintop experiences where everything is going great. And then we're going to have the valleys where things are not so great. And you can't really get to the mountaintop without going through the valley. Hate to break it to everybody, but as much as it would be nice to skip all that part, it's not going to happen. It's just not reality.
Not.
And this is what I love about. So what you're saying there is so true. And that is that there's been some rough times, but you're giving your authentic self to build authentic community. We're not trying to shine people on and say, oh, life is so good for us. We're so amazing and everything is wonderful, because it's not. And, that's why when I talk to people, I do live stream producing, right? So I help people with their live streams. I've done this so long, I figured, hey, I can help other people with that. Well, what's funny is they always want this really nice package and they're so worried about how it's going to look and how everything's going to be perfect. And I said, you don't need that. People aren't drawn to perfection, honestly. They're not, but they may be at first, but they get tired of it quickly because they can't attain that. But when you mess up,
through it eventually.
Yeah, exactly. So when you mess up, they're like, hey, I can do that. I mess up like that all the time.
Yeah. And then it just, you can only be perfect, quote unquote, perfect for so long until you realize that people just can't connect with you anymore. And they start seeing through this facade. So, when I have these side discussions with people about how I'm able to build engagement, sometimes I have to sit back and tell them that I'm just being myself. For a while in my past, and I will own it, and I will be the first one to raise my hand and say that, yes, I was a perfectionist. Am I still recovering from it? Yes, Dr. Newping knows this. So I kind of consider myself a recovering perfectionist. I'm an Enneagram 1. So everything from my personal to my professional life was all about being perfect. And it's one of the main reasons why I left a toxic work environment, because my good enough was never good enough for them. I mean, I was putting 110%, but it still was not good enough. And I'm just like, I can't, it's not real. It doesn't exist. If they can't accept my authentic self and my best, then I really need to rethink this unhealthy space that I'm in and go into being more true to who I am and the values and my experiences that I can offer through my stories. And that's why I post the content that I do, on LinkedIn because it speaks to me. And I cannot tell you guys enough that if I'm not feeling a post, if I cannot connect with my own post and vibe with it, I will not post it. It just doesn't feel right. So I'll kind of just pull back off of it and take some days off because I don't know. I'm just one of those connectors where I just can't do it. Yeah.
Well, I think that strive for authenticity, to be the real you that really does connect with others, also helps you connect with you. So I have on my website a thing called Successfully Transform Your Business in 3 Simple Steps. There are 3 steps to connection. And the first one is connect to self. If you are not connected to yourself, if you are not feeling it, if you are not able to put out what you're really enjoying it's not going to last. And I always tell young people that I talk to, man, if you've got a job and you hate that job, I mean, you just despise going there every day, quit. And they'll look at me, these young adults will look at me like, we can't quit. I mean, okay, so be responsible, get another job, and then make that change to the new job. That's fine. But whole thing is, don't be stuck in something you hate to do that's not you, that is actually physically impacts your health. It physically impacts your health. And so, so if you want good health and a good life, you need to make sure that you are doing something that you love to do, and that you really aligns with your purpose, like you said, what you're all about. And I think you're doing amazing there.
Thank you, Russ. And you nailed it on the head. Like, you just dropped so many golden gems. One of the main skills I used to teach as an educator to my learners, whether they were the young crowd or the older, was the connection to self. How does a story connect to you? How does this experience connect to you? Pull out an experience that you've gone through and relate those two, bring them together. And for me, before I got into community, I really had to sit with myself, Russ, during those 2 years that I took away from, my toxic work environment, to figure out what I wanted to do, because a lot of my identity was tied to my job. That's all I knew in the moment. So when I pulled out, I didn't know who I was anymore. So I had to do a lot of self-reflection and figure out, who in the heck is Fihmiya? What is she about? What does she want to be known for? So when I sat down and I would journal and I would just talk to people, and I just started embracing more of who I am, it slowly started to come to me. It wasn't an overnight, a week, a month. I mean, this was a year for me personally. Not to say it's going to take everyone that long, but for me, if I really wanted to own what I wanted to be and to thrive in, I needed to sit down with my own thoughts and figure it out for myself before I could share it with the world.
Yeah.
And
I find that, you being in education, when I'm up speaking to a group, when I am speaking from my heart and speaking about what I'm really all about. So, for example, my 3 simple steps to connection, when I am giving a presentation on that, and that's just coming out of me, right out of my heart and soul, people, someone asked me a while back, do you get nervous when you get up and talk to people? When I'm talking like that on material like that, no, I don't. I mean, sure. I mean, everybody has a little bit of apprehension, but in generally, no, I don't, because it's just flowing out of me. I love it. I'm excited to get up there and talk to them. And that is what I think, what you're talking about is how, when it's authentically you, and it's really about you. And sometimes that takes a while on our journey to get to. And sometimes we need to continue to look at things and decide, are we there yet? I mean, are we still needing to tweak and do things? I was just thinking about that the other day. Part of my messaging has nothing to do with what I'm about and all that, but do I need to tweak this messaging a little bit to really have more of an impact on people with what I'm all about? Not changing what I'm about, changing about how I'm impacting people. And I think that journey, sometimes we need to do that, right? We need to take a look at where we're coming from.
And getting really crystal clear, Russ, on your purpose, your why, because people are going to ask you, they're going to question you. So you need to be really confident in what you are choosing to want to be known for, whether you're in the room or not. This is the idea that people are getting about, who is Russ? This is who Russ is. This is who Fihmiya is. But again, it needs to speak to your trueness and your realness, and not, again, to what you think people think you should be, because you're always going to get outside noise no matter what. And you just need to block it and ask yourself, well, what is it that I want? What do I need? What do I value? And for me, that's why I've been very selective in regards to who I would work for and alongside with, because for the longest time I became the person that they wanted, and I resented myself a lot for it, and I resented them for it. But it was mostly me because I didn't take the time to get to know myself. And when I did, I was like, well, darn it, I'm going to make sure this time around I'm selective for the right reasons, because I want to live a purposeful life. I want to know that at the end of the day, I could impact just one person, and then it becomes a ripple effect.
Yeah.
Fihmiya wants to make the change. And I know that we all have a reason. We're all here. We have a purpose, and we really need to own it and stick with it.
Well, so many mic drop golden bombs there that you said that I'm trying to remember them all, but I don't know where to start, but we're going to start here. No, first one is, I love the fact that, you're really striving to be who you really are, but fighting through the noise of life.
Yeah.
So actually, chapter 1 in my book, Befuddled, Live the Life You Choose, is fighting through the noise, because there's so much going on in life. You have to be yourself. You have to be willing to get through all that and realize you've got to be you. People are literally living somebody else's life. They are living what people are telling them they should do. And I get caught into that at times in my business. So when I made the big pivot back when COVID hit and I went into my business for myself, I was really trying to do what everybody told me I should do to be successful. And what happened was, when I started just being myself and actually maybe tweaking that a little bit and doing things a little bit differently, I still was really clear on what I was all about and what I was trying to accomplish, but just the way I was going about it, I realized I became way more successful. Like a good example, on my live stream from the get-go, this is just my personality. This is me. I realized, hey, this live streaming takes a lot of time. This is just an example, but it takes a lot of time, and I need to actually make money off live streaming. I know that sounds like a horrible thing, everybody, but you do. I mean, otherwise I can't do it, right? You can't help other people if you're making no money, if you're in business for yourself, right? So suddenly I realized, okay, I got to take a look at how I'm going about things. And so I monetized my live stream right off the bat. Everybody, all the experts that I talked to said, oh, you can't do that. You need like 1 million followers. You need to do this. These are the steps you go through. And then you monetize it. I'm like, but I already did. And they would look at me with their jaw wide open. You what?
How'd you do it?
You already did? And I said, yeah, like from the get-go, you're already getting paid. Yeah. How? I said, I just did it. And so my point with that whole thing is, I didn't listen to the outside voices. I just did what was me, and I just did it, right? And what I do and what other people do are two completely different things. I get that, because you have to be you, I have to be me, but there is a path that God has laid out for us that we can be our authentic, true self and be successful all at the same time, ultimately helping people, right?
Yeah, because Russ, you said it. Because for me, when I think back, and I'm making a connection to self with what you're saying, when I left my career, the toxic career that I had, and mind you, to say it was really great, right? It helped me kind of become the person I am today, and I've learned what I like, what I dislike, what I want, what I don't need. But because I was conforming to their checklist of what they expected for me to be day in and day out. And again, because I was doing it for over 10 years, I became that person that they wanted. But when I pulled myself out of it, because mentally it just was draining, I mean, it ruined my mental health. So when I left it, I didn't know who I was anymore, because, right, I didn't have them to tell me what I should or shouldn't do. So when I no longer had that noise, I sat there and I would look in the mirror and I wouldn't even recognize who I was anymore. I'm like, oh my God, who is Fihmiya? When people would ask me, what do you want to be known for? Or what do you want to do? My words were, I don't know. I don't know what it is I want to do. I don't know who I am anymore. And that was a reality check that kind of just slapped me in the face. I'm like, oh my gosh, I was not living to my authentic self because of that.
Right.
And I needed to block out the noise. I kind of went off the grid for some time, and I just had to sit and I just had to keep writing and journaling. And I did go to therapy because I needed somebody to talk to who wasn't going to judge me for the things that I was going through, because I was getting judged left and right. And that's a tough spot to be in, right?
Yeah.
When
Yeah.
you don't have your community. But when I decided that enough's enough, I just started falling into more of who I was, and I started to own it and speak to it, which is why I'm a very big advocate for speaking up and using your voice no matter what.
Right. Well, I think that, and you said it there too, everybody needs somebody to talk to, somebody to bounce things off of, somebody to help, because we have these gigantic blind spots. And anybody who doesn't think they don't have like huge blind spots, sorry,
Yeah.
but you do, because there's things that
I
we
am.
can't see. Yeah. And that's why everybody needs everybody. If you're listening out there right now, listen to me. Everybody needs a coach, a mentor, a friend. You can call it whatever you want. A family member. You need somebody that you feel comfortable bouncing things off of. You feel comfortable working through the things in life and through your business. And that is why, I have a couple coaches. I have a lot of very, very valued mentors in my life that speak into all that I'm doing. And, they may be in different areas of my life, right? There might be somebody in my business side of my life. I got a couple of those. Might be somebody in my spiritual side of my life. I got a couple of those. Might be somebody in my family side of my life, my personal. I got a couple of those people that I trust that can really speak into what I'm doing, because it makes me a better me.
Yeah,
It
it's a
makes
better
me a
version.
better me. Yeah. That's what I want to be. I don't want to be Fihmiya, even though you're doing amazing things. I want to be a better me, right?
Yeah, you want to be a Russ. And we love you, and and like
Well,
you, Russ, I do have a couple of mentors too that I've been talking to for a while now, because like you said, sometimes you just need to bounce off ideas. We're confident in who we are, but we still need to have that coach. At least I know I need a coach, a
yeah.
mentor, someone who I know that I can trust. And the key word is trust. You need to build that trust, because I don't give my trust freely. And which is why I understand why it takes people a long time to build that, because you got to meet people where they're at and not assume that where people are in their life, because there's a lot of things that happens behind closed doors.
Oh
It's
my
not just
goodness.
this what you see on LinkedIn. Oh my God, there's a beautiful post. No, there's a story to where this person went, with the steps that they took just to get there. It wasn't easy. It
Yeah.
wasn't just like a snap your fingers. No, it took some darn time to get there. And to me, it's just important to build a community where people know they have a seat on the table that they can just pull out and just sit, and
Yeah.
feel welcomed. That's a big piece for me, to acknowledge
Yeah.
them.
Oh my goodness. So many great things you said there, and so many mic drops, but it's just a matter of having that community where people trust each other. And this is why connection and community building is the foundation of life. It is. Anybody who thinks, when I take people back to the basics, I have a coaching session this afternoon. Sometimes I take people back to the basics, and we start by connecting to yourself. And they're kind of like, yeah, well, what does this have to do with? I'm like,
what,
dude,
what does that mean?
if you do not know where you're really at and don't have a firm group, you're asking me all these questions, which are showing me you have all this indecision, right, in your life. And if you have all this indecision, who does it start with? It starts
Yourself.
with us, right? It starts with us. So we need to nail all that down. It's just like, self-care, taking care of yourself. And that's part of connecting to yourself. But the bottom line is, if, the old adage, the airplane, the oxygen mask comes down, people think it's selfish sometimes. Oh, I don't want to talk about me. I want to talk about others, right? Well, if the oxygen mask comes down and you don't take care of yourself, you don't connect that to yourself and make sure that you're okay, you're going to pass out and you cannot help anybody. And that adage, that analogy is so important, because people need to think, if I don't have the oxygen in my life, if I don't have everything dialed in so I feel good about myself, how am I really helping other people, right? And
Yeah.
this is where that know, like, and trust factor comes into the sales process, the marketing process with people. And that is, you get to know them and like them, building that community and that connection, right? Then we have what you just talked about. That trust factor comes in. People start to trust each other. And guess what? Magic starts to happen. People start to
Yes.
trust each other and they can do amazing things. So,
Yeah.
all right.
And Russ, you said, you know, before you get to that, I'm sorry, there was something that you said that really just struck something with me. When I left the place that I was in, the very toxic work environment, you know, because I've been on the back end of, this is the type of community that I want. I just didn't wake up one day and say community, even though I was doing it for so many years. I just didn't have a name for it. But the reason why I'm so passionate about it is because I lived the other side of what it's like to not belong or fit in a community, and to be shamed for doing something that was mentally healthier and better for me. You know, creating this space where people can trust you because you understand it, you've lived it, but you want a better space for everybody to actually feel like they belong somewhere. Not trying to fit in, but belong somewhere. Because everybody's trying to conform. Well, I shouldn't say everyone, but you know, there's a handful that try to fit into these spaces because they want to please or maybe impress the group that they're trying to go into. But it really kind of pulls away from your authenticity because you're trying to be something that you're not. But the second you decide, you know, to speak up and be confident in who you are and trust yourself enough, right? Trust yourself enough that you can do what you need to do, and people will start trusting the idea of what you're also building because of that confidence that you have in yourself as well.
Yeah, no, that is so good. That is so good because, yeah, I don't even know where to start. That was so good. I mean, that speaks for itself, but you really need to, like you said, I think the thing that really stuck with me there is not trying to fit in your square peg to somebody else's round hole. What you need is you need to be you. And what happens is that natural community comes together. This wonderful community that we have built online in the last couple of years has come together with people like Noopy, like Bobby Lee, like Catherine, the people that are sitting here in the comments, because we're so like-minded, and we're all trying to move a similar direction and make great things happen. And, you know, speaking of community and people connecting, you know, I thought today, it's amazing when people bring you together. You realize that because of other people, you know, that you have that true connection. Sometimes you just got to celebrate that. And I have somebody who's going to pop in to say hi for just a moment. Here she is, Dr. Nuki.
Sneaky.
I can't speak.
And I spoke to her this morning. Oh wow, you're good. You are so good. Because you know, Ross used to talk this weekend on WhatsApp, but I just couldn't because of family, and I don't know. I'm just like, my cheeks hurt.
I actually, because Russ actually messaged me to say, is there any chance you can come on and do I was going to do the glitter bombs anyway, but to just keep up the comments and stuff
Oh my
forever.
God.
And then I said, ooh, shall we do a little sneaky something together?
Oh, you got me good. And usually I'm the prankster, the sneaky one in the group, but you too. Got me good.
Great show, by the way. I'm only here to spread the glitter because I have a job to do today. I am ever. So I said to Russ, don't worry, I won't stay for long. I'll just pop in and then go like a tango slap.
You sure glitter popped in.
I did. It's like a tango slap. I'm glitterifying you. Hi, Russ. Good morning.
It kind of just explodes in, and as it explodes in today, we're going to tell you, if you want more glitter today at noon Pacific Standard Time, 8 p.m. GMT or BST, whatever it is, then we have the glitter practitioner, right? With Dr. Nippy Aurora and Aaron are going to be on today.
Can't wait. I cannot wait for this one tonight. It's going to be phenomenal. I just know it.
And then anyone who's not connected to you, Noopy, needs to, because I'm telling everyone, not because she's a dear friend of mine, but if you really just want some fun and learn so much, Noopy is just a sweetheart. I mean, she's a doll. You're gonna love her.
Oh, thank
And
you.
Russ is a sweetheart. This is how we got connected
Yes, it
to each
is.
other, right? Like,
Yes.
Well,
Hi,
this is the
Catherine.
thing.
It's
This
so
is the
lovely
thing
to
too.
meet you.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Go ahead and wave, Noopy. It's all good.
I'm
That
allowed
thing-
because I'm not
I
allowed to
know.
do it later. Catherine, thank you. We Catherine and I have connected now because of Fihmiya.
yeah.
Yes,
Catherine
there you
is
go.
actually in a space with me. That's how I got connected with her.
Got it.
Yes. Sneaky.
We need to have a 3-way conversation.
Yes.
Let's
Russ, get
do
us
that.
on.
And Russ, of
Well,
course, you know,
and
Henri.
this is
And
how you
Noopy.
have. I love this because this is how you have fun in life. You
Yeah.
enjoy. You really have the reason that we get along is we are just people that are joyful and just love the process of getting to know others and be able to build community because it's better for everybody. The old adage, I'll say it
Yeah.
again over and over, is we are better together.
Together.
We are better together.
Absolutely.
Back when I first started, someone asked me, why do you have on so many people that like do live streaming, that are marketing coaches, that are people like you? Aren't they your competitors? And I'm like, no.
We're
I said,
fun.
they're my friends. We make each other better. We give each
Yeah.
other good ideas. There is so
Collaborate.
much to do out there. Just help each other, right? Make each other better.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
And there's millions. There's so many people out there, and that's the thing. I was glitter bombing this earlier, that you are your unique selves. There's
Yeah,
nobody.
absolutely.
There is nobody else.
Nobody can tell your story the way you do,
Yes,
right?
there's
Like,
nobody else.
like you
And
could tell me, Noopy, your story, but I can't tell
Yes.
it through
No.
your eyes.
No.
You have a tone and glitter. Like
Yeah.
you're glitterified. Like I can't take your glitter. That's all you. I was like, you're the glitter
Glitterified.
practitioner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anybody tries to take my glitter, I go badass basically. So I'm a bit of a I'm what do I call myself? A glitter gangster.
You really are.
Yeah, I am.
She's
I am.
planning
That's
on
it.
coming through the States with her glitter bus. So I told her I'm going to be one of the first passengers. And you know what, Catherine, you're in it. Sorry.
Yeah,
We're
of course
dragging
she
you in
is.
with us.
And Russ and everybody.
Bobby and everybody here. Everybody.
But it's true.
Well,
Your unique
Yeah.
person is you have your gifts, and nobody can do that for you or replace you. So it's
Absolutely not.
embracing that. And you know, one person, we were talking about collaboration, weren't we? It's you know, somebody might gel with me and somebody might think, oh my God, no, I can't be dealing with that. So they prefer Russ or you or whoever. And that's the whole point. So I can always say, well, okay, well, I know so-and-so. I think I can refer you on. Absolutely.
Well, let me tell you too, that what's so important about that. So I love the opportunity because Noopy is like my little sis. She's actually my, she is my little sis. But it's fun to work together. We enjoy the process of being able to do that. And I've worked with people on live streams and coaching that have been nothing but a challenge, that have been a problem, that has made my life kind of miserable. And I keep telling, and so basically what I've done through the process, like Mia, you were talking about, I have learned through the process, I am not going to work with people that I don't align with. That I mean, if it's that rough, if it's that rough, I'm sorry, I'm just going to say goodbye. It's not about the money. It's about wanting to help people. And if you're making it this tough on me with what we're clearly not clicking, right?
Yeah, it's
And
like
so
your
that's
mental health
good.
gets affected. Yeah.
Absolutely.
And I just can't do it. Noopy and I have had many side conversations. Like when I was going through the environment that I was going through, I just had to do a lot of self-reflecting. I'm like, it's not aligning with my values. It's not aligning with what I need and want. I'm doing what they need and want, but I'm not doing what Fihmiya wants. And it really, 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 truly bothered me. And that's why I took as long as I did, because I told myself I was not going to quit and give up on myself until I found that space where I can contribute. I can be myself and I can share. And I've had to say quite a few no's to things that didn't align with me. And I'm like, I'm sorry, but this is not what speaks to me. It doesn't serve me. What you're doing is great, but it does not fit with me. I want to wake up in the morning saying that I did something to help someone and that I can learn from. So if we can't mesh together and be this missing piece to our puzzles, I just can't do it. I used to do it, but I no longer can do it. So that's just where I am right now in my life. You know,
that's amazing. Well done, you. It takes a lot of courage
Yeah.
And that's, I
It
wrote
does.
this earlier, actually. It takes a heck of a lot of courage to take a step back and go,
Yeah.
you know what? And tune into whether or not, how am I feeling today? Is this fulfilling me or not?
Mhm.
And you know, your gut instinct, your intuition always tells you, I'm happy, I'm not, I'm feeling stressed. And then when, you know, talk it out, journal
Mhm.
it even. And when you actually go, you know what, this is what's really troubling me. And then to have the courage to go, okay, well, I get to choose how to live my life. That power is always
Mhm.
yours. And knowing that, it can help you navigate the next steps. And I think as
Mhm.
long as you are being, know thyself,
Yeah.
be in tune with your needs,
Yeah.
be in tune with what lights you up, your passions, which
Yeah.
may be your purpose. Maybe you're still finding it, and that's fine. You keep tweaking along the way. But that's your, almost, that's your North Star. That's your compass. And
Yeah.
it's just moving through it. And if you stay true to that, you are living the life that you're meant to, that you desire and you deserve, which is what I
Yeah.
always keep banging on about. But it's the truth. I'm living proof of it. I've pivoted a
You
career
are.
in
Mhm.
medicine, you know, top of my game, just a year or two shy of 50. And I'm absolutely spreading the message I was meant to be doing on a
And
wider
you're
scale.
happy doing it, Nupi.
Oh
And
my
it
God, I've never been
shows.
happier.
You're
Yes.
glitter bombing all of us with your
Yes.
happiness.
I love it. I just love what I do.
I've heard
Yeah.
about this book subtitled "Live the Life You Choose." I can't remember who wrote that, but you know,
Send
it's
it over.
all about. It is all about. So what we're all talking about is making the right choices, and like I always tell people, follow up book. Life happens, and then you choose, because all
Yeah.
this stuff we're talking about, toxic work environments, problem work, people in our work environment, all these different things happen. Life happens. You wake up in the morning, something horrible might happen, right? Life happens, but then you get to choose where you go from there. So today, I want to encourage everybody to do that. Today, we're going to move forward and choose a good life. And Nupi, I'm going to wave goodbye to you, because I've got to be.
Aw.
I'm not doing what I tell you to do. I'm going way over showtime. So,
Well,
okay.
what a fabulous guest.
Thank you so much for
Love you,
having me
Nupi.
on. I've got a job to do. I've got to go back into comments now.
Get
Fihmiya,
back
you
to
were
it.
absolutely. I will in a minute. It was
Hold on.
absolutely. You've done. It's been brilliant to watch you on screen.
Oh,
You're
well,
just
thank you. I'm
fabulous.
just blessed and humbled
Love
to
you.
do what I'm doing. But
I
love you,
better go
Nupi.
and do my job. I'm back onto comments now. Okay,
We'll see
Mr.
you
Producer.
soon.
Bye,
See you
Nupi.
soon. Bye.
I love her.
Oh, yeah.
What a surprise, Ross. You tricked me.
Well, I love changing things up a little bit. It's kind of
Yeah.
fun. Why not, right? Why always do things exactly the same way? And so sometimes you just got to have fun, do that. And, I just want to thank you so much for being here today, because
Sure. Thank you.
you are really such a great story with your journey, and how you've looked at where you've gone from, how you went through what you went through to get to where you are now. It's quite a process. People
very
need to
long.
realize it doesn't just happen overnight. I'm sorry, if you're going through some really bad struggles right now, it's
Mhm.
going to take a while to work through it and get to where you want to go. But
Yeah.
I think our message today, and correct me if I'm wrong, Mia, is you can do it. You can make
Yeah.
those choices, but you need to give yourself the space and time to do
Mhm.
it. You gave yourself time where you kind of backed off things for a while. And, really, that happened to me with COVID. I was running 150 miles an hour, and my beautiful wife told me, honey, God has just basically cleared the decks. You have nothing to do. You can't go anywhere.
Yeah.
Now you get to reform and rethink through everything you're doing, which is, so the bottom line is give yourself space and time, right? You can do it.
Absolutely.
You can make those choices.
Yeah. And Russ, when I look back at the way things just came about and the way they turned, they were meant to happen the way they did in order to get me where I'm at. And I still recall many moments when I would look out the window where I would dream of the life I wanted to live. But my problem where I was not doing what I was supposed to do is I was dreaming it, but I wasn't actually taking the steps to actually do it, to implement them. And we can dream all day, which is great, but are you actually going to invest in yourself enough to do what you need to do in order to get it step by step? And,
Right.
and I recall that I would just look out and I'm like, my God, but I want this, I want that, but then I wasn't doing it. And my friend is like, just, you need to lead with compassion. You need to lead with grace. Don't pressure yourself. And if I could tell myself that person, I wish I would have said, slow down, chill out, take it
Yeah.
easy. You'll get there, but trust yourself that it will all align the way it's supposed to. Because my beautiful friend Tamika says, whatever's meant for you will not pass you. And what isn't meant for you would just kindly, just gracefully pass you on by. And so much truth in that is you
Yeah.
just have to be willing to invest in yourself and know it's not going to come easy.
Yeah.
But
No,
it will.
you're so true. So true. So true. So, okay. So we are way over our time, but it's been such a great discussion. Tell everybody how to connect with you because they're going to want to learn more. I know they are.
Yeah, so the best way to contact me or find me is on LinkedIn. That's where I spend a lot of my time building my other community besides Career Crafters and Belongly, which is where I have met the beautiful Catherine. So LinkedIn, you'll find me there. Feel free to connect with me, DM me, whatever you'd like, engage in my posts, and I will be more than happy to do the same for you as well.
Yeah. And I think that's really a good lesson right there. Do the good old golden rule, do for others what you want them to do for you. If you want people to engage and really, help you build the community, engage with them. That is the number one rule that I teach people. If you want people to engage with you online, engage with them, connect with them, show them you care about what they're doing. And
Absolutely.
I just want to tell you how much I appreciate you and all that you're doing and being here today. We're going to have to do this again. We'll do like a roundup, a show again with you and Noopy, bring you guys back on.
Oh my God. Well, I'm here for it, Russ. You know how to contact me. You know where to find me. You know my answer is already yes. But thank you so much for having me and tell the great guests that we had, or Noopy surprise and all the amazing people in the comments. Can't thank them enough for being here to show love and support.
You bet. And there's Noopy's answer right there. And she's like she's in the green room waving at me. So, yeah, she's definitely in for that. And, I always kid people that you're stuck with me now. I'm a lifetime connector, and now you're stuck with me as your friend. So here I am. We will definitely do something. And thanks so much. I'm going to let you go to the green room. Hang on just a second and I'll wrap things up. Thank you. Hey, everybody. Well, there you go. What a great start to your week. Happy Monday. Happy Martin Luther King Day. Happy whatever it is to you, but be happy. Connect and do the things that you want to do. Live the life that you want to live. Live the life that you choose, because you know what? I know it can be difficult and there can be a lot of circumstances. You're saying to me right now, I can hear it. Russ, you have no idea what I'm going through. You're right. I don't. Russ, you have no idea who I have to deal with. You're absolutely right. I don't. You don't have any idea of the good or the bad things that have happened to me. You're right. I don't. But one thing I do know for sure, and that is you get to choose where you go from here. Life happens, then you choose. You get to choose where you go from here. So you need to think about that. And it's going to be one step at a time. Trust me, it is not going to happen overnight. You're not going to suddenly flip a switch. Everything's going to be fabulous. Because as you make a change and things do get better, let me tell you, some other not so good things are going to come along and you're going to have to weather those. That's why it's so important to have a strong foundation, a strong faith, really know who you are. Be really connected to yourself. One step at a time. You can make it. You can get through this journey, because life is a journey, but you can make it. You can do the amazing things God created you to do. So want you to know that you have value today. Thank you for being with us. We appreciate you. Remember, we're here every Monday and Thursday, 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, and we'll be here with more amazing guests. Remember, if you connect with me at russhedge.com, not only do you get all the great stuff about me, but you can see more things about my show. You can click on the YouTube link, subscribe on YouTube, or you can just go to marketingwithruss.live, and you can get all that great content of the past people like me that are amazing that have been on this show. So until we see you again, have a great day and live a great life. We'll see you on Thursday. Bye, everybody.
Thanks for joining us for this week's episode of Marketing with Russ, aka #RussSelfie. Be sure to subscribe in your favorite podcast app so that you don't miss a single episode. Have an amazing day.